In December 2011, Nevada took a major step towards expanding its gaming regulatory supremacy online when it adopted America's first licensing regime for internet poker. And with license applications already being accepted, Gambling Compliance spoke to Nevada Gaming Control Board Chairman Mark Lipparelli on the sidelines of London's annual ICE Expo about what established online companies might expect from the Silver State's famously strict standards of suitability.
About a year ago, our legislature met and made a determination that online gaming was something that we needed to move along. We had passed a law 10 years previous to that, but we had never adopted regulations. And with the growth of the industry, it was the belief of the legislature that we needed to get to the process of writing regulations, and there was always a question about whether that could be done effectively to address the issues that have become commonly known. So we spent the last 12 months both internally and externally examining what would the regulations look like, what structure would they have, and in December we completed that effort and adopted the first set of U.S. internet regulations. There will be at the highest level an operator's license, which is a traditional license granted to land-based operations, and then there will be a whole series of technology registrations and licensings. At the highest level in that is the actual developer of the online software. They would be licensed as a manufacturer of an online system, and then below that would be all the other elements attendant to online business, and we captured those in a group of licenses called service providers. So there will be a number of service providers, level 1, level 2, level 3. At the highest level, those that we believe are integral to the online operation, so people who process payments, for example, would fit likely in that top tier. And then others that still have a role to play may end up in that third level of service provider licensing, which may in fact be just a registration with a very modest amount of background review. The higher licenses will require a full finding of suitability, most likely. You know, you can paint a dark cloud of how difficult the process is, but our process is very fair. It's one that requires great transparency. We do thorough work, and yet at the same time, our expectation is not perfection. We realize when licensees come through, there's always something in someone's past or something in a business history that creates a question. And if they're addressed head on, in most cases we can resolve those issues in a way that's satisfactory and people can become licensed. In other cases, where there's more serious issues, either people will not apply in the first place because they know those serious issues are part of their background, or in the alternative, there could be license limitations or license restrictions put on to address whatever those concerns are.
And, what about the Department of Justice's Wire Act memo? Does that give Nevada legal comfort to proceed with interstate online poker?
Well, we were actually comfortable before the DOJ's opinion. The fact that the opinion has come out in a lot of ways makes us look at what is the impact of that change in policy. I would guess, based on this early time after the opinion's been granted, that it would be mostly positive relative to what we've been up to. But there's still a lot of legal analysis that needs to go into what that means and how much it changes the landscape. My personal view at this point is that it doesn't change the landscape dramatically. It's certainly a change in policy that we have to be respectful of. So we're going to continue to analyze that, and you have to think that with that change in policy there may be changes in the views of the national legislation, so we're going to have to wait and see what develops from that. But from our perspective, we were developing a set of internal regulations and had a state framework that was going to allow us to do online gaming within the state in a way that would meet all other federal requirements.